When you combine meat and wine together, it is an incredible combination, especially if it's done properly. But every time I do an experiment that has to do with wine and meat, you guys always tell me that there's something better, and that would be this, grape soda. Now at first I thought you guys are out of your mind. However, when I did the research, many countries use this to marinate meats, so I decided to go ahead and run this experiment. For that, I grabbed 3 beautiful picanhas. They are Wagyu Marbling Score 7 and 8. Now here's how this experiment is gonna go down. We can choose any dish that uses wine. I'm gonna go with a French one, called beef bourguignon. Now if you never made this dish, it is delicious, especially for the cold winters. It's just perfect. So after chopping up the beef, the first thing I need to do is to marinate some of them. So I went ahead and put that on a pan and immediately added the grape soda, a generous amount. The key was to make sure every single one of them was perfectly covered. Letting this thing marinate is the key. But of course, at the same time, moving it so every edge gets a nice coating of grape soda. This marinating process will take about 1 hour. Now don't forget, we still have 1 steak left. I'm just gonna season it now with salt, throw it in the bag, and cook it sous vide at 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. And as that was happening, I'm gonna go ahead and make the traditional version of beef bourguignon. The first thing to do is to sear up the meat. For that, I got the pan nice and hot with some oil and immediately threw it in. Now notice that this meat is not marinated. That's why it will be our control. Once I got a nice sear, I took the meat out. Then I went ahead and added some bacon, followed by white onions. Mix that up real good and let it cook. As then I added some garlic, celery, and carrots. And to cook the whole thing, I went ahead and added some red wine. Make sure the bottom of the pan is fully deglazed. Then I threw the picanha right back in, mixed that a little bit more. Then I seasoned it with salt and black pepper. I threw in some bay leaves and thyme. Mix that right in together with the beef. Then I added some flour, followed by beef stock. Now you want to cover it up and let the whole thing simmer, because we're not done yet. Into a separate pan, I threw in some oil, followed by butter. As soon as that melted down, I added some sugar, white onions, and mushrooms. Mix that up real good and let it get a little bit of color. Then you want to throw that right in and cover it up until it's fully cooked. As once the meat is nice and tender, you are left with beef bourguignon, a dish that is perfect for those winter days. I'm telling you friends, if you've never had this, it's fantastic. However, I'm doing the same exact thing with the grape soda meat. As you can clearly see, it completely changed color. Will this be better than the traditional version? As you can clearly see, we got a nice crust quick, and that's because of all of the sugars, and also a huge amount of fond. But following the same exact steps, once I was done, I was left with a beautiful beef bourguignon. This one has a much deeper, richer color, and I have a feeling that the grape soda definitely helped. Well, we're gonna put that to the test real shortly, because if there's one thing that goes well with beef bourguignon, that would be mashed potatoes. This one is slightly different than your traditional version, because after boiling some potatoes, I went ahead and smashed it up, add that to a baking dish, then into a pan I threw in some bacon, followed by garlics and onions. Mix that up real good. As once the onions were soft, I went ahead and threw that right on top of the potatoes, followed by a layer of mozzarella cheese. Some more mashed potatoes go right on top, and after making a nice design with the fork, I threw in a little bit of cheese, and into the oven it goes in the broiler settings until it's nice golden brown. To finish it up, just a tiny bit of chives, and that is today's side dish. It will be perfect to go along with our beef bourguignon. Talking about that, there's one more thing that we have to do, and that would be our sous vide steak. This one will just get the beef bourguignon sauce, because after penning it dry, I know exactly what you're thinking. It doesn't look that good right now, but watch this.
All right, everybody, here we got our beautiful steaks. Gentlemen, what do you guys think, huh?
Where's the steak, bro?
Yeah, you got one.
One steak. I got a steak.
You got a steak, correct, because this is all about beef bourguignon. Bourguignon.
Bourguignon.
Everybody's going to make fun of me on the comment section, everybody. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but it is a French dish. I want to know if there's an improvement or not here, because I did something that the French people will not approve.
Well, they eat snails, so we don't approve of that.
They do eat snails. So here's the deal. We're gonna try this one here first. I want your honest opinion. This is the traditional version, also known as our control. Let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That is ridiculously tender.
That is so good.
That is a 10 out of 10.
That is a 10 out of 10, everybody. I don't even know if it's necessary to make an improvement out of this. How do you describe it? A lot of flavor. How do you describe that? How do you describe it?
Very rich and savory. It's got a wonderful flavor to it, a very homey, feely type of broth. I'm surprised just how tender that meat is. Here at Sous Vide Everything, we know a lot about tenderness, but that picanha, the fibers are almost like they just turn to mush as soon as it hits your tongue. It's crazy.
Bro, can you describe?
It's good. My description is, can I have some more?
Yeah, well, now you're gonna have it with the side dish right here. So here's what I'll say. It's rich. It's in-depth flavor because there's so many things going on in there. It's hard to describe, everybody. How does it taste with the side dish, huh?
This potato is very good, super creamy, but there's like a little bit of a bite here. I don't know what that stringy thing is inside of it.
I think that's cheese.
Some extra flavors in there. So traditionally, beef bourguignon goes together with mashed potatoes. So isn't it a good combination, huh? What do you think, Andrew? Talk to me. You haven't said anything.
Okay.
This is you. And I like.
That's a good description. Imagine the best shepherd's pie that you ever had.
Damn.
It's almost like a shepherd's pie. It's just saucier, it's more rich, it's more flavorful, and you put some cheese in the mashed potatoes.
It's so good, everybody. It's absolutely delicious. However, we got something going on right here with this one. This is a Guga version. I want to know if there's a difference on this one here or not. I have a feeling this is going to be real good.
It looks darker.
Pay attention to the flavor, all right? Let me know if there's any difference or not. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That's weird.
Like sweeter.
Sweeter. Oh, I love it. You love it or you guys don't like it? I want to know.
Slightly sweeter. It doesn't taste like a sweet steak. It tastes very similar to this first version that we just had, but there's like an aftertaste of sweetness.
You approve or you disapprove?
I like that one better though. It's not bad. This is still flavorful, and there's this sweetness on the back end that is just strange.
I want to be very clear. It's not a candy steak. It does not taste it's too sweet whatsoever. It just has that nice, delicious richness that this first version has with a tiny bit of sweetness.
Which one do you prefer?
I like that last version we tried.
Yeah, me too. Like you said, slightly sweeter, but I do feel like it produces more flavor. This one has more flavor. But we're not done yet because we got one more right here. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh man.
Wow.
That's very delicious for very different reasons. On this like stew version, it's more of an experience with the meat, the broth, the other vegetables and ingredients in here. But this is a true steak lover's experience right here. You just get that nice thick cut of steak with a little bit of that nice flavor on top.
Also texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
This is like super, super tender, like falling completely apart. Here, you still have a little bite, which I like.
What I like is this one tastes like a steak with some added flavor.
Which one is your winner?
Oh, I'm going with steak.
Steak. How about you?
I'm going with that steak.
Wow, the steak is the winner for both of them. I will say this, everybody. I love the steak as well, and I'll probably go with that. However, this is so unique for me. I enjoy it so much on a nice cold day. It's wintertime in many different places of the world right now. This is what you should be eating. Seriously. It is phenomenal, and definitely give the side dish a try too. By the way, I used grape soda on this one.
What?
Grape soda or Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola. Never disrespect the king.
But those are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.